This is CG Ruthless Sports. I will be brutally honest. Ain't nothing but being brutally honest. Coming at you with another video.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome San Francisco's legend, rapper, RBL Posse. Black C is in the building. What's up, man?
What's up with you?
What's good, man? You still ruthless, man. You're still putting some good tracks out there.
Yeah, trying to keep it going. We just came off a long night last night at the Summer Jam, Cameo Summer Jam all night. With our folks, Stunner Man 02, Larry June, some bass, and some future legends in the house.
Oh, that's good, man. But you still holding it down, man. You've been doing it for many years, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, dude. So you started like when you guys did the rap. San Francisco wasn't too big on hip hop rap at the time, right?
Yeah, we had a couple people out back then. We had Huey MC, we had IMP, Coop Nut, and Rapid Forte. They was pretty much the highlights at the time. And then we came on the scene and took it to another level.
Yeah, you guys put the Frisco on the map, and then I mean, growing up in Hunters Point, it's no joke, huh? A lot of tough stuff down the streets. Yeah.
It was gang wars, all type of things going on. I speak on a lot of that in my book. It's actually dropping in September, so it's called Part of Survival, from the block to the booth. So I go in depth on a lot of stuff, from me losing my eye, in the gang wars, to my brothers getting shot, cousins getting shot. Me being part of the peace treaty, bringing Fillmore and Hunters Point together, and also Sunnydale, and it was crazy. I say from like 88 to like maybe 91, 92. It was crazy.
Yeah, during those days it was pretty crazy. Like, you had a lot of the war and all that stuff, and then dude, I was just checking out a couple of these San Francisco wars, and then you guys were on it, but the one group member that I really liked from your crew was Mr. C. That guy to me was like one of the most, I thought he was one of those guys I really liked. He had good beats and he knew what he was talking about. Man, this guy was putting you all on the map, huh?
Yeah. Mr. C was definitely a lyricist. Him and Hitman. I mean, Hitman too. Hitman was a little bit more clever, but Mr. C, he was pretty much like the start. You know what I mean? Metaphors, and the punchline, stuff like that. I really wasn't too much into that. I was just straightforward, just giving you the real and the raw, and he was more slick with the lyrics. Yeah, he was like that star, man. He was like the TL of y'all crew, man, and you were just the one that's doing the job. Exactly.
Yeah, hey, there's a bluebird on my shoulder. Can I kill it? That was the one song I remember listening to. My brother had on that one song, man. That song got me on my attention, man.
Right, yeah. Bluebird was big. It's still big down in Southern California. We got a big Latino fan base, and they love us down there. So we just came from down there last doing shows with Rapping Forte and Too Short. So they big Bluebird. They love it.
Yeah, man. Like no bam or no weed, whatever. I seen that beginning. That's what you guys had on your first beginning track. That's how, when I first heard your beginning of your track, when you first had your first album, that was the one song that came into the track.
Right. Bam, Don't Give Me No Bammer Weed was the one that put us on the map. That was the first song to take off. First
Sure
video
was,
we ever
man.
did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So then you had this one track where it kind of like has a lot to do with what you losing that eye, but you put an Eye for an Eye album, which is one of the most underrated tracks.
Yeah. Eye for an Eye. That album was based on us losing Mr. C, and it was just basically just saying an eye for an eye. Them was friends we grew up with. Like I say, I'll talk about a lot of it in the book. I explained a little more, as far as the relationships and how we came together and how we split up. And yeah, it was basically just letting them know that it's definitely gonna be an eye for an eye for us, Mr. C. And success was definitely the best revenge.
Yeah, then you had the one called Last Man Standing.
Yeah, that was part of my solo collection. I did about like from that maybe album 5 on my solo album. So yeah, Last Man Standing was RBL. As far as RBL, the last album of RBL was Hostile Takeover. That was the last official album, RBL album, which came out in maybe like 2001. And then from there, no, it came out in 2000. And in 2001, I started my solo career, my solo stuff. And that's what the Last Man Standing came out.
Yeah, then you kept continue on some tracks every now and then. Like the one I still feel that's good is still Ruthless. I thought that was one of your bars. The beats was pretty tight, man.
Yeah, the Ruthless album was dope. That was the album. That was the album before this album. That was like my 4th album, I believe. Yeah, that was my 4th album. That one is that's one of my that's like my maybe this new album, Black C is probably my favorite. That was my favorite at first. Still Ruthless. That album, man, had everybody on it. I was able to go back, get some of the old school players from the '90s. From the people like Be Legit, E40, Sibo, Mac Mall. Who else I had on there? Rapping Forte. A lot of dudes from my era. I went and got. Dudes like San Quins, Messy Marv, also Andre Nicotina. He was on one. So yeah, it felt good doing that album, having an album where I got dudes from my era and some of the dudes from the era after me. It was pretty much like not even an era, just like a year or two behind us from when we dropped in like 92, 93. These was dudes like Bessie Marv, San Quentin, and we probably dropped around 93, 94, something like that. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool, man. Love that album.
Yeah, definitely is. And then when you look at the history of what you established, man, you were like one of those guys that stood tall and made a name for yourself. Every time people think of Hunter's Point, they think of RBL and the rest of the crew.
Most definitely, yeah. Yeah, we blessed to be bricklayers, trendsetters for Hunters Point. We blessed to have the fans still coming out to see us. And anytime we release something, they picking it up. They interested in it. We drop. It's our 30th anniversary, so we putting out a vinyl for the first album. We doing a vinyl, special vinyl, and we're doing a limited edition of the Lesson to Be Learned. So it's fans waiting for it. Every time we drop these, they sell out. They do pretty good. So I'm just excited and happy to 30 years later to still be working.
Yeah, you're still legendary. Everybody to this day still remembers, like anybody who remembers San Francisco or Bay Area rap, you guys come to mind. So it's like Lesson to Be Learned, No Bammer, No Weed, Bluebird. And then you just got so many tracks, it's hard to keep track of them. But like you said, there's just a lot of good tracks that you guys established. So it's like Black C has stood tall and survived. And I definitely need to check out your book, man. I don't know, you're going to get it in September or something, like a book release?
Yeah, it's releasing in September. We're trying to set it up because that's our actual release date. First album was my first album dropped September 1992. So I'm trying to drop the book on the day well, not the day, but the month that my the first album came out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be good, man. I've definitely got to check out a lot. So the eye for an eye was more like revenge for Mr. C, right? So that's what was standing for.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, still for an eye for an eye. Me, the that it just kind of stuck with me, being that we was betrayed by friends, and Mr. C was killed by people that was close to him. From word on the street. You know, so that's basically, we were just trying to make a statement with that album, just letting them know, like, it's an eye for an eye. Tooth for a tooth, body for a body, person for person, bar for bar, whatever y'all want to do. That's what that was.
Oh, there's a good one. Do you have any good stories from memories from doing shows or being on the road in Fresno?
Yeah, one of the best memories I got is with Mac Dre. Rest in peace to Pharrell, man. We did a show when he first got out in Fresno, and he came on stage dancing. He had a cane as tall as him, and him and Kilo Kurt came to our show, and he vibed out with us. I didn't know he knew Bammerweed word for word. He was like singing Bammerweed word for word at that show, and yeah, man, it was just so much love. I remember sitting up all night chopping it up with him. I forgot the name of it. I think the theater or place it was at. I don't know if it was like the Aztec Theater or something. I forgot the name of the place, but it was like a theater we was at down there, and man, I loved it. It was dope, man. Really dope show. That's the one that stick out the most. But we done did some dope down there in Fresno. We did a show down there too with Snoop Dogg. We opened up for Snoop, and I think it was Naughty by Nature, Snoop Dogg, Too Short, Souls of Mischief, and us. And it was a dope show, really dope, man. Some auditorium, some big old
Yeah,
auditorium.
it's good.
Yeah, it was dope, real dope.
Oh, I think you're talking about the Sororian Theater somewhere downtown. And then there's like another one towards the Tower District, I believe.
Yeah,
And then there's like,
I can't remember, but it was dope. It was a really dope show. The Mac Drake show was dope. The Snoop Dogg show was dope. We always get every show we done did over the years in Fresno been nice. It's always a good turnout.
yeah, especially in the hot weather. That's the only downside. But other than that, you get much love in the Central Valley.
Yeah, a whole lot. Yeah.
So, man, how do you feel about this 49ers team this offseason? Like, even though you don't keep track like everybody else, man.
I'm feeling good. I mean, to be honest with you, man, I just hope I'm ready to get Trey Lance a shot. I really don't even want to deal with Garoppolo. A lot of people kind of want to stick with him and want him, and I really want to just cut our losses and get Trey in there and see what he can do. Just let this be a salvage season. And I mean, because I didn't expect us to do what we did last year, to be honest. It was kind of like out of nowhere. I was just like, oh shit, wait a minute. Working with something. We fuck around and then to end up where we ended up at, man, was just like, even though it was a heart crusher, we went down there for the Rams game, and man, it just seemed like we was on our way. Oh man, it was just crushing. It was crushing to leave up out of there with all of LA fans talking shit. It had me pissed off. But I'm just this year, man. I mean, I don't know. We just got to figure out what we finna do with Debo. Debo, I don't know, man. It's just he kind of got me pissed off right now, man. I don't know, man. I just hope we can get that figured out. I wish we'd have just took care of him off top and just, get that situated. So we just worry about this quarterback thing, get that going. But I'm feeling good about it, man. I like what we're working with. Even though I barely was knowing the team at one point, I barely was knowing who the hell we had. But they start catching my attention. These last two seasons, and You know, like I said, I don't care if we garbage or not. I'm always going to be 49 and out. 49, anything Frisco. I mean, whether it's Giants, 49ers, Warriors, whatever. You know, I'm going to rep it to the fullest, whether, you know, we garbage or whether we sitting on top going to these championships. You know, I'm Frisco'd out. Always have and always will be.
For sure, man. Win or lose, I mean, 2004 it could have been worse. I mean, 2-14, still here. You know, was getting clowned on, but you know, you gotta still represent.
Exactly. Faithful till death, man. I mean, win, lose, or draw. You gotta be faithful. Be faithful. You might get mad, but it is what it is. You gotta rock with it. Rock with it when they on the bottom, just like they is when they on top. You know.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's just the way Frisco is, man. See, that's a term that everybody doesn't know. Like, if people just say San Francisco, that's something else. But when you say Frisco, that's a term of saying the city. But when you put SFC, you put sucker free city.
Exactly. It's always gonna be SFC. You know, like I said before, one of my interviews, they had a thing, San Francisco versus Frisco, and they got this thing going on out here. I think it's just the difference in being urban and suburban. You know, there's a lot of people from my neck of the woods, man, from the hood, from the Hunters Point, Fillmore, Sunny. We always refer to it as the city, Frisco, SFC. Um, rarely will you say San Francisco, unless you know, somewhere out of town, and they might not have terms. Like if I'm in Houston, if I'm in Miami, they ask me where I'm from. I'm not gonna say Frisco. I say San Francisco. You know,
Yeah,
but for the most part is always Frisco. You know, when we just speaking each other locally in the Bay Area, you know, you're gonna always refer to it as, "Oh, I'm going to the city." You know, or you might say Frisco. You never really say the SFC either, unless you know you really using it in music or something like that. You know, putting it on T-shirts or something. You know, it's just different ways that you use it. You know, the different terms and stuff in different ways. It just depends on what it is. You know, we will use San Francisco, but we don't use it amongst each other. Yeah, I'm finna go to San Francisco today. And that don't sound right. You know.
oh, interesting. I don't know if you ever heard of this guy. I know you probably worked with him in the past, right, Jacka?
Yeah. That's folks. Yeah, it's cool people. Hmm. Yeah, Jacker was cool people, man. He was a good dude. You know, good energy, good soul, man. You know, messed up. They killed him, but you know, the good die young. It's like it was with Mr. C. Mr. C was a good one. You know, it
Yeah.
happens to the best. So, you know, it's like that sometimes. So you gotta know, you gotta just stay out the way. Jack was a good dude, though. You know, I used to deal with him a lot of them. I mean, Huss. We did a few songs with like Huss and them. We had got FedEx on the track. Only one I was kind of tight with all of them. Only one I know that good was Ryder J. Clyde. As far as other mob figures, Ryder was the only one I really wasn't too. I didn't have a relationship, you know, with. I never really spoke to or chopped it up. But AP9, everybody else we all was tight. Other than that, relationships, chopped it up with them. Been around them a lot. Jacker, Hustler, all of them. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Jack was a good dude. Jacker was a really good dude.
He had some good music too. Like a lot of his music was very underrated. Like he put on some good beats. And then, you know, when I look at other Frisco rappers, I don't know how you would feel, but Messy Marv kind of put it into the map a little bit too. Like what was your interaction with him?
Messi was cool, you know, cool folks. You know, he like I said, he had his time. You know, he had his should I say he reigned in the city for a minute when he had his turn. He did it. You know, it's too bad, you know, drugs and stuff like that come into play and you know just mess dudes' careers up. You know, anytime drugs just get involved, man, it's always gonna be bad in the end. You know what I mean? And you know, hopefully Messi could bounce back. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of I would say little messy babies out here. A lot of these kids out here right now who rapping today. I could even go as far as saying like people from Mozzie on down all kind of come from that lineage, that Messy Marv lineage. So he was definitely a trendsetter, and he made an impact. He was a number one representative when it came to this city. Dudes, yeah, they rock with him heavy. Even though he was from another side, he was over there in field mode. He was from like JT, the bigger figure, in San Quentin and them side. Yeah, he was a good dude, man. He was a good dude. Hopefully he can bounce back. Everybody go through their problems. Rapping Forte was another one who had problems with drugs, and he bouncing back now. Like I said, last week I was out there and I was with him out there in LA, Southern California, and he was looking good before coming back. So yeah, so all we can do is just hope for the best for him. Hopefully he bounced back.
Yeah, those addictions are no joke, man. Especially Messy Marv, man. Like I still think he still got it, but just got to clean his act a little. But I feel like when he in his early stage, this guy was on fire. This dude was on fire.
He was definitely on fire. He was definitely on fire. He had it locked for a minute.
He sure did. I mean, then there was like an interesting music I saw you work with Jose Santana, who I had like a week ago on my show. Man, he wanted to say what's up to you, by the way.
Yeah, that's my guy. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, you guys came up with "Ruthless" by Law, but Niner by Law or something on that one track I checked out.
All right. Yeah. We did. I'm not really into doing. He talked me into doing that, but I'm not really into doing like sports songs, jingles, and stuff like that. I just really never been me. But he kind of got me to get in there and do it, and it was cool. It was cool. I just feel like certain songs that's for like teams and stuff. I feel like they need to be to amp you up. It need to be them songs that just that adrenaline, give you that adrenaline rush. And to me, it was a nice song, but to me, it wasn't like that song that you see them playing in a locker room. Like I like 40 Bang Bang Niner Gang. Like when that come on, it just gets you motivated. It's I love it. You know what I mean? And that's how you want to feel when you're trying to come with like an anthem for a team. But he did his thing. He got a couple of them though. One thing about him, he got a few. He just put me on one of them, but I think he got a few. That's his pocket right there. He makes songs for the Niners and stuff like that. So yeah, he good dude though.
Yeah, you mostly just do the street rap every now and then. You might just mix in the team every now and then, but not like occasionally.
Oh, yeah, I always would make reference to certain key players, legends. You know what I mean? So throughout the years, whether it's like a Rice or Montana or whoever, I might do something like that. But yeah, I don't really like making a full song dedicated to the 49ers, just talking about them. It just ain't never been me. I can do it. I will. Like if they want me to do a verse, I'll get on it, depending on who it is. But me myself, I never thought about making like Niner anthem songs like that. That high energy, because I feel like it got to be high and amped up, and I never been that type of rapper. You know. That come off like that. But more power to the ones that do it.
Yeah, more power to them. Especially like, I mean, hey, it'd be nice if you and E40 could do one together. That'd be pretty nice.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind getting on something with him. I mean, yeah, that'll be dope doing something. If he can put it together, something dope, which I know he can. He got the he got the tools in his pocket, with his son producing, he on top right now in the game. So a lot of producers give him a bunch of stuff. He don't Santana don't have the resources 40 got to get them type of beats from top producers who really know how to make that high energy type music. I mean, don't get me wrong, find some smaller upcoming producer who will probably accept and put this together. But 40s have so many beats coming in, so dope. You have so many options that I probably would do it. I'll probably consider it again.
Yeah, I mean, at least Santana puts his music on the map from time to time, but this guy puts the work. Even though, like you said, he's not like in that same level as E40. E40's done it for decades, puts on great beats. I mean, you can put E40 among the best when it comes to the beats and the way he executes the music, dude. Everybody listens to it. It's all hype songs, pump up songs. That's what you were saying when he put the Bang Bang Niner Gang or Tell Me When to Go.
Mm-hmm.
Those are
Exactly.
hypey music right there.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. It's a great feeling for you to like having it like this legendary groups for 30 years, man. That's a milestone, and you're still standing. But you still going, bro. You're still going at 50, bro. So that's strong.
Yeah. 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 Been blessed. Making the right choices, right decisions, and yeah, I've been blessed to just keep the RBL brand alive, whether it's with merchandise, music. I've been blessed to not ruin the legacy and put out some garbage or put out something that people don't like or feel like we going on our way to try to fit in with some other motherfuckers. So yeah, they rocking with us and they know everything we do is real. It's from the heart, and we gonna stay representing Mr. C and Hitman till those fall off. So as long as I'm standing, we're gonna keep this torch lit for 'em.
Yeah, the one with Hitman I really like was that solo one. The solo one with kind of like the Dr. Dre beat one. That one was dope.
You talking about this album, or you talking about a song on his album?
The Hitman solo one.
Yeah, yeah, Solo Creep. Yeah, we had a
Yeah,
few of
Solo
them.
Creep. There you go.
Yeah, yeah, Solo Creep. Yeah, yeah, I produced that whole album. Yeah, yeah, that's a classic, man. That album, man, was just ridiculous. Hitman just lyrically killed that album.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, that song Solo Creep to me was like, I thought that was a really good song out of his. Like, out of all of them, dude, I just thought Mr. C was just the top guy, man. I was just like saying, man, that guy had some talent. You had some talent for sure, but man, Mr. C just put on some. He was just like that star, man.
All right, all right, most definitely was. Uh,
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate you on your time, bro. I know you got to go do something, man. But hey, it's an honor to have the legendary Black C into this channel for the day, man. But I'm gonna definitely have to go check out your book soon, man. I gotta check out more of your story, man, because it's touchy, bro. Every time I watch a lot of these stories from Hunter's Point, bro, there's a lot of these urban legends that talk about what goes on from there, dude. And it's no joke. Anybody who talks smack about Frisco, they better suffer the consequences at Hunter's Point if they say stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. If anybody gonna talk too crazy about Frisco, it's more than Hunters Point you got to worry about. You got to worry about.
Fillmore,
You got to worry about Sunnydale. You got to worry about the Mission. You got to worry about Valencia Gardens. You got to worry about Potrero Hill. You got to worry about Allegheny. So much is everything in between. You got to worry about all that. It ain't only just Hunters Point. It's more to it than just Hunters Point. It's a lot of different little communities and hoods, streets, whatever sections. Army Street, whatever. There's a lot of them that you would have to worry about. And at Frisco Pride is something different. We really take that shit to heart. So yeah, it ain't gonna be too much disrespect towards Frisco. We earned our respect, a lot. And back in the days, it used to be only about Oakland and probably Oakland and Richmond, but Frisco, we put it on the map, and we definitely getting our respect now.
yeah, man. Yeah, maybe down the road, man. If you got any other free time, maybe like later the next year or something, I'll definitely get you back on, man.
Yeah, it's all good. We can do that.
So,
Yeah.
all right, I want to give you a little solo so you can say what you got to say before you end it. I want to put you on solo, and then you can say what you want. Yeah, I'm right here, man.
Yep, it's all good. Yep, Black signing out. Rest in peace, Mr. C, HIT. Follow me on Instagram at RBL Posse. And for all the merchandise, all the gear that you might want from RBL Posse. Posters, as you can see, a wall in the back. We got classic posters. We got the vinyl about to drop. Hit me up, rblposse.com, and go to the store. And like I said, rest in peace, Mr. C, man. I'm up out of here. One love.
All right, man. Appreciate it. As always, CG Ruthless Sports and RBL Posse Black C is out. And see y'all later. Peace.
Love.